What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's going on? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. If you're new to the channel, be so kind, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit all of that. If you missed GRG podcast last Friday, please go check that out. Of course, we talked about the Blizzard Activision deal and the Brazilian and what Clad or whatever approved. That was really great discussion. But the very first discussion on the show, when we were breaking down about the Gotham Knights leak and all about what was going on within that was some great podcasting. Because it was so many different thought processes out of it. And I think that, and it was even in the chat with Indecisive, there was just so much back and forth. I think that's what makes a podcast fantastic, is when you have different point of views and all of that. But anyway, check out the last GRG. Check out all the GRGs. Check out all my content. Anyway, other than that, let's get to this, man. Welcome to, for the people who's coming in here, and for the people who will come in here, because, one of these rants, what's going on, legends? How this goes for me, I'm saying? I try to be short, but sometimes if I get into these rants, this is the reason why I say my thoughts. I don't know how long it will be, but whatever it is, I'm going to get to it. Okay, so last night, bombshell dropped. It was very interesting in regards to Game Pass. And it was talking about the revenue of what it generated, which was $2.9 billion. Didn't say anything about anything else about what Xbox was doing outside of Game Pass. It was just Game Pass. And that's substantial. That's crazy. But then here we go. Here we go again. And this is what I try to tell people all the time. Like, I was having a conversation last night, and we were, just talking, and sometimes some people, if they don't hear from me in a while, they want to get into the whole console talk or whatever. And the one thing for them was basically like, well, I just want Sony to just get what's coming to them, in the sense of just the competition aspect of like Microsoft finally making these big, huge moves. And I'm like, listen, and it was mostly for the PlayStation Stand community, not the PlayStation community. Of course, I hate even trying to make make that announcement every time that I say something about the PlayStation Stands, because everybody knows who the PlayStation Stands are. If you're new to this or whatever, it's not for PlayStation gamers. It's not because there's Xbox stands, there's Nintendo stands, there's PC stands, there's mobile phone stand. But for those in the community that constantly talks the loudest for the PlayStation community, and they, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just spew stuff. And like I was trying to explain to him, you're never going to get them to ever cater or support Microsoft in a positive light ever. The best that you can get is decent. Yeah, they did all right, but always a narrative. It doesn't matter with them. It's always a narrative. So I don't even know why some Xbox gamers want to hear anything from them, because they're just going to say the same garbage over and over and over and over and over and over and over yet again. You know what I'm saying? Legend says, yes, ponies unite. Listen, man, okay. So to the whole point about the Game Pass situation, right? Right after that whole situation, I posted, I'll read what I posted. I was going to try to show everything and be, I ain't doing all that. I'll just say what I said, what I posted. It was basically, I did a lot of posting. I was so happy about the Padres winning, because my whole weekend sports-wise was a L and a half. My Rams lost twice in a week to the nasty 49ers and to the damn dirty-ass Cowboys. And then OU got smashed by the Longhorns. And I don't know which team I hate more, the 49ers or the Longhorns. But either way, it was just bad for me. So the only thing left that I had sports-wise, and NBA is not started yet. The Thunder is in preseason, so those games don't count, was the Padres. And they were going against one of the hottest teams in the Mets. And I was nervous because they won the last game. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. But they clobbered them. So thank you, Padres. Okay. Anyway, so anyway, the whole thing that what I posted was basically about and I think I skipped over it, but it was basically saying, oh, so I guess Game Pass is making money, and so here it comes. What's their profit? What's their profit? What's the profit? They didn't say anything about the profit. Wait a minute, hold on. Where did that come from? Listen, listen. All right, so let's break this down. Between the whole thing about revenue and profit, when the IRS is knocking on these businesses' door or hitting them up and giving them an email, is like, yo, it's not profit that they're asking for when they want to see your paperwork. It's your revenue. Not profit, it's the revenue. Because that's the top line. The bottom line is your profit. And on top of that, like, profit itself is, yes, I get the whole thing of where they're trying to go with, what they're trying to angle with that. It's by saying, well, after all the expenses and all that other stuff, I get all that, right? But this is the thing. If the revenue keeps going up, then that means they're making more profit. Now, some people can say, well, that's neither here nor there. That might not be true. That might not be true. That's the reason why the top line is always the most important, which is revenue. Profit will never outdo revenue. Never. Profit can never outgain revenue. But they keep bringing that up for reasons to not only to distract other gamers out there who's trying to be positive about the whole Game Pass situation, but it's one of those things where they want to live, they want to keep living in people's heads about it. That's why it's funny as hell to me. Like, I mean, every time that there's something that's positive that goes on with anything else other than PlayStation, it's always got to be something else. It's a narrative that's, I mean, automatically. And then so here comes people trying to argue with me and, well, the data, every time that you put somebody in a web, especially this one individual, right? He always comes back with, well, the data doesn't show. The data is right there in your face. Look at the graph. That's data. If this is another thing about what companies do as well. If Game Pass was not in a good place, let's just say it was barely doing well. It was well, and listen, 10 million people is a lot of people, right? But in a business sense, as much money as they're pouring into the service, then you would look at that as like, okay, well, damn, they're really trying to go all in on this. They weren't trying to go all in with Game Pass like that in 2017, 2016, 2018. They didn't start kicking that and revving that up until about two and a half years ago. And then they come out with a report of saying they were anywhere from, or someone gave out a report to saying there was anywhere from 18 to 20 million subscribers. So if you look at that situation, and now people are saying that it's around 25 million, but by the projection, right? By the data, if they're still at 25, if they're still at 25 million subscribers and generating $2.9 billion, that's crazy. So which is leading to me is to thinking that there probably might have more subscribers, because that's a substantial that's a lot of bread. That is a lot of bread. And mostly when companies are bullish, you know what I'm saying? If they know that they're doing, if things is working, they become more bullish. So therefore, for them going all in and all these games that's going to be coming to Game Pass from now on until, from what we know so far with next year, they're being awfully aggressive, which is telling me is like, look, we're seeing some good growth here. Now, if that's sub-wise, who knows? But if you look and you read that information that came out last night, that they generated that much money, of course they're going to go and put more into it, because they're saying, look, this is working. This is working for us. It makes this more substantial. This makes this makes this a situation to where they feel more comfortable in going all in. If they were feeling kind of reserved, they wouldn't be going as hard as they are on putting some of this content that they're putting. Wulong is not something that you would ever see in Game Pass 3 years ago. You just wouldn't. Oh yeah, I'm getting that Street Fighter 6, bruh. I hate the fact that I didn't even get, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even get the damn thing. I didn't even get the beta. But I've been watching people play it. You know what I'm saying? It getting jealous. But I can't wait. I hope that it will come out sooner than what I'm thinking, because I'm saying sometime maybe in the summer, but it might come out in the beginning of the year. I hope to everything that I love that it does. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait. And Dragonheart Yobi, you said what fighter is this? This is JoJo Bizarre Adventure. This is JoJo. It really good fighter. Unfortunately, you know, it's one of those things where you get into the lobbies and the lobbies are dead. And not only the lobbies are dead here, I don't know about on PlayStation because I don't have it on PlayStation, but I do have it on PC, and it's still hard to find a match on PC. So it's just one of those things where games definitely need to, fighters is what I said, which I love about with Street Fighter 6, is that they were definitely going to that they're going to start doing the whole cross platform situation where they just put it on everything. That's do that with that racers, sports games and shooters. Hell, do it with everything. Yeah, that's online. Let everybody get to play. You know what I'm saying? Let everything become more interactive altogether. You know what I'm saying? And that builds that builds a lot of things where gaming is where certain games, especially like fighters that are niche, that they can go ahead and they could have a long a longer shelf life, in my opinion, because the separation it's killing fighters. It's killing a lot of fighters, especially like a fighter like this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are kind of reluctant to not want to put these, not try these games out because they don't know if they're good or not. And then by the time that they do come out and they're on sale, those lobbies are pretty much dead, or the people just that bottom was just there to just play the single player, and it's just a big mess. But anyway, back to the whole point of what this video is about. But yeah, like when you come and tell me about data, the data's right there, right in your face. Game Pass is doing fantastically well. Better than what even some people that were bragging about Game Pass is thinking. Like, I mean, $2 billion by itself alone is crazy. It's crazy. And which means is that, and see, this is another thing that trips me out, because in one breath, they'll sit there and tell you that, it's all about the profit, right? And that's why on the header, on the title, it's like, oh, so profit matters, but the value doesn't. Because, oh, well, you care more about these companies' profit. We're talking about $1 trillion company. Money that I will never, ever see in my lifetime. Why the hell should I care about what Microsoft is spending? Matter of fact, Aaron Greenberg even said that. Don't worry about Microsoft's money. Don't worry about the pockets. Worry about your value. Worry about what we're offering you. Microsoft, yes, there was a person that fears Game Pass and think that that's one of those that Game Pass is going to doom the industry and all this other garbage, but yet don't really talk about the PlayStation service that they now have that's kind of trying to compete with Game Pass, but that's not going to do anyway. But all because of what? No day and date. And all of a sudden, we're starting to find out about the day and date situation with online games. It's just a matter of time, folks. Sony's going to do it to you. You sit there and you fought the good fight for all those years. I tried to explain that to you back in 2016, 2017. Sony was going to do that. I understand that there's other people getting more credit than I do because they got bigger channels. But the fact of it was, I was fighting the good fight, letting people know Sony's not going to let money just sit on the table. They're going to start putting their games on PC. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The people who's been rocking with me from the very beginning, they know what I said. And they know that I fought that fight and sit there and I got called everything. Stupid, dumb, you just delusional bot, fat dummy, and you muppet, and I mean all types of shit. Like, I'm looking at Paris when he's talking about he gets some hate mail, and I'm like, that's average. I mean, bro, I feel bad because that's ignorant that somebody will follow you around that much. But yeah, I'm numb to the garbage. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that have been trying to get me out of stopping from doing YouTube. It's been ridiculous, or just social media in general, and it ain't stopping. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Those things used to kind of affect me, especially being new to get into that stuff. And I'm like, why people are got so much hatred and it's so disgusting. And the venom that's coming from these people, like me over having just opinions. You know, you can disagree. I like the back and forth, but to really go that deep in the talk about my wife, you know what I'm saying, my kids, my mother, my uncles, my uncles that passed away, me, you know what I'm saying, my weight. What does my appearance have to do with me talking about video games? I never understood it, but regardless, it is what it is. I don't care. I do not care. Not anymore. I used to. It don't matter. It don't bother me. But with all that being said, I think where even when the person that was talking bad about Game Pass and was saying that it was going to be the end of gaming and all that other stuff, they even said themselves, if they get to a threshold to where they hit a certain number, that's all she wrote, because there's really nothing else that's going to catch up with it, because it's just like with anything else, right? Like, if you're behind the 8 ball and you're trying to do something, but you don't want to go all in like the company beforehand that went all in, and they fortunately were the first to get there, it's going to be hard for anybody else to catch up. And that's you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Fahim, I want my cookie. I want my flowers. I want my damn flowers. I do appreciate, you know what I'm saying, Dirk Griggity and others out there, Yobi and them, they sit there and they give me my flowers, but I want my damn flowers. I do. I want them. I want them from everybody. Because like I said, I was on these podcasts saying this shit a long time ago. I want my flowers. I damn sure want my flowers, especially from these youngins out here that out here popping. Yeah. K Mega was he said it. He said it. He was fighting a good fight. Yeah, you damn right. But yeah, I just look at this situation and like, we know that even like I said, that one person that was bringing that up, he said 50 million. If they could get to 50 million, that's going to be that they're definitely going to be making crazy profit. Maybe it's even before 50 million. That's the whole thing about this whole Game Pass situation. There's so many shade tree financial analysts out there. Like, look, with Microsoft's money, if they decide that they want to spend as much money as they want to towards Game Pass to get to their goal, they can do it. Sony can't really do that. Nintendo has a lot of money. I don't know how much they have, you know what I'm saying? But I know that they're huge. But they're frugal. They don't want to spend that type of money. So they're not going to do it. And, you know, when you look at, you just seen with the whole situation with Stadia, like Google don't want to, they'll tangle with some stuff. Amazon, they'll throw their hat in the ring. But then it comes to a point to where, like, okay, we've hemorrhaged enough money. I'm bored. It's not doing what I wanted to do. But this is different. Microsoft is kind of forced their way into this space by adding this service platform to gaming, and it's working. And it's not only working, it's thriving. $2 billion is not something to swing at. And I get it. The profit situation, okay. But when you sit here and you say that it can't be sustainable, I hear crickets. Because now you're letting me know that, okay, so in one bit, it's all about the profit to you, but it's not about sustainability. Why is it to generate that type of money? They are in a good place. They are even more bullish on pushing to bring more content to that service. It was at one time, if you remember, 100 games, even though at the time it was over 100, maybe about 130, 140, 150. It's up to 400 games that you can play on that service. Who's to tell you that is not attractive? There's stands that will tell you that is awful, that's not good, that's not this and that. But then every damn month they are there to gloat about free games or games they get through a service from PSN Plus. This is so much better than Xbox games with gold. So much better. So make up your mind. What up, Dirt? What up, Dirty said, I'll never forget you fighting the good fight for us Xbox dudes out here, bro. Every time Xbox proves them wrong, ponies change questions. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Dirt. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. I love it. I love when, I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I hate that I have to give this disclaimer every time. I don't hate PlayStation. I had somebody in the comment section say, oh man, y'all have a lot of disdain for PlayStation. I had a lot of disdain for PlayStation. As much money as I put into PlayStation, I have every right to complain about anything. Anything. And like, it's just like for any PlayStation fan that buys an Xbox and they're not satisfied, they have every right to say something. If you don't buy an Xbox, and you don't put forth into anything that the Xbox do, but then yet you make your money off of disrespecting Xbox, everything, the content creators, the consoles, the games, and everything. But you know what I'm saying? But you make a revenue off of just being that. Then you're a different type of level of you're just a different level of just it's just gross. I put so much money into PlayStation. I've been there from the beginning when PlayStation first got here. I was a PlayStation stan at one point. I love the innovation. I love what they were doing, the games that they were dropping. Oh my God, they're nothing like what they used to be. Nothing. The only thing to then is the name. And they bring out a couple of games that gives you a good feeling about how good they were in the past. That's my opinion. Anybody else can have a different opinion, and I welcome it. But that's just my opinion. What's going on? East Texas Alex. He says, how about them Cowboys? I miss seeing you on Mixer. Oh, bro, yeah, I miss being on Mixer too. I miss Mixer. I haven't been streaming that much here lately. I'm planning on trying to get back. I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks, but I've been having a lot of doctor's appointments. As a matter of fact, I just came from a doctor's appointment. So I just, I'm trying to get through all that. And then once I have some free time to sit there and to get back on the streaming kip. And on top, I do have some free time, but there's time. I'm also into the NBA 2K, the my player thing, the my career thing. I beat Shep, did all that, but I'm trying to build up my second character because my first build was not all that. And so now I kind of understand how that all works. So I'm kind of all in on that. And if people know me, how I game, if I'm all into something, I kind of don't focus on anything else. So that's why I haven't been streaming here as much lately. But I got to get back on the ball because, I just need to do that. But I just don't understand this reasoning of why you can't just say, damn, Xbox is doing something positive. Even if you just say, man, that's decent. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. PlayStation needs to do better with their service or still keep the same angle of like, well, I don't believe in services or whatever. But no, not this whole profit versus revenue situation, because again, profit can never make more money than revenue. Revenue is the top line. That is what matters. That's why and that's again, another contradiction of what the stands do. They always talk this shit, right? Like they'll sit there and they'll jump up and they'll talk about how much money or what the revenue of what PlayStation did and whatever the revenue was for whatever game that came out and all of that. But then the next time when you see an Xbox gamer or a content creator or whatever drop something positive about Xbox, it's all about profit. We don't talk about did it make money? Did that console sell enough? Did it make enough? Did Xbox make enough profit? I don't give a damn. It's $1 trillion company. Sony's $1 billion company. I care about the value in my pockets. You know what I'm saying? For me paying for a service and I got over 400 some games to play and they're going to keep adding more. And then the games that I get is discounted that I want, that I like. They're discounted. I want that. I want that. And you want it too, Stan. You want it too. You want it bad as hell. You cannot sit there and tell me the day that one of those PlayStation single player games come up on day and date or even a month after that your ass is not going to wait and get that game. You know you would. That's what this is. If Sony was doing this, they would rejoice this. Some of the media would definitely cap for it, rejoice. For the most part, it is now turned into a thing of where they're trying to fearmonger their way to making you believe that Game Pass is something that will destroy the gaming space. I mean, I can just imagine if like when PlayStation first integrated the the DVD drive into the PlayStation, into a console, what stand would go out there and say, "Oh my God, this is going to change. This is going to hurt gaming. People are going to watch more movies than they're going to play games." Just think about this. Gaming, as we know, see, then they're going to be looking at wanting to make interactive movie games or just movies instead of making games. And so therefore, Sony's going to go ahead and they're going to be looking at where all the people are going to be mostly, they're going to look at the data, and then they're going to just go ahead and they're just going to put all their eggs in the basket for movies. I could see that. Can't you see that? Can't you see that now, people? You know what I'm saying? Can't you see that now? He said Eagles fly. Yeah, them Eagles look, boy, them Eagles look serious, man. Them Eagles look good. What up, John Wolf? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see what Fahim had to say. He says, there had to be a reason they hid their numbers for years. No, okay, well, hold on. They probably didn't want to show their numbers back then. You know what I'm saying? They probably didn't want it because it was embarrassing last gen. They were getting their ass stomped out. They were getting decimated. So of course you don't want to sit there and talk about numbers and things like that. But what's going on now? Sony is doing the same thing. There is just a report that came out this morning, early this morning, about Sony having a situation. Hold on, let me go find it. Let me go find that sweet nugget. Let's see. Because I got it from my boy 108 Dragon. Okay, so let me read what 108 said. He says, as of this article, Sony says, due to lack of software sales, which include Horizon and Gran Turismo 7, Sony business is down. And it's like it says, as he says, same energy, whatever. So yeah, there's this Verge article out there that says Sony warns of weaker PlayStation business as game sales wobble. People know where their toast is buttered, man. You know what I'm saying? People know. Multiplayer games, I don't care and I play a lot of single player games, but I don't want to hear that bullshit from no single player only fan. Oh my God. When you look at that top 10, what is the games that are in the top 5? Multiplayer. And for y'all that hate sports games, there's sports games up there. I love it. Every time I see Madden and see NBA 2K at the top, I love to see those single player people go out with sports. And mind you, like I said, I'm a hybrid. I play everything. I love sport. I love fighters. I love JRPGs. I love Western RPGs. I love tactical games. You know what I'm saying? So I like even some card games. Now, some card games don't give me the same type of vibe of like the Yu-Gi-Oh! What was it? Forgotten Memories, I think that was. There was the 2 that came on PlayStation 1 and the other one came on PlayStation 2. I love those card games. Some of them are a little bit different, but even Gwent, like I enjoy Gwent. But you know what I'm saying? I don't play it all the time because I'm always invested in something else. But to me, it's like, obviously there's a trend here. Obviously that the multiplayer games out there, they just generate more money. They have a better structure on how to generate more money. That's why Sony is going to be investing so much. And I guarantee you this, if one of those games, which I'm hopefully they will do very well for them, you can forget about seeing a lot of single player IPs. You'll start seeing more multiplayer games, or you'll start seeing more sequels to those multiplayer games dropping because if those games start hitting, that's what's going to start generating them more money. And that's also going to help with their engagement and keeping people on the console or into their ecosystem, especially if they're going to put these games on PC. That's why it never made sense when people made up that crazy stuff about if then the consoles themselves will be forgotten if people go to bed. If you're a console gamer, then you're a console gamer. I am a console gamer. I have a gaming PC. I have tons of PC games, and I catch myself being on my console more than I am on my PC, or on my consoles, I should say. More than my PC. Now, there are some times that I might go a couple of weeks of just being on the PC, and enjoy that experience. But it's no different than when I jump on PlayStation and I want to enjoy a PlayStation game or two. Jump in there, I'm there for a couple of weeks. It's no different than when I'm on the Switch. But you know what I'm saying? But listen, the consoles is what I'm more comfortable with. With PC gamers, why exclude them? For mobile gamers, why exclude them? That just doesn't make any sense to me. It never did. And so with Game Pass being another option for gamers, and something that's very valuable, and I mean that has a lot of value, not valuable, but yes, I could do both. It's valuable, that's the same word. So it's got a lot of value and it's valuable because it's nice to on your pocketbook. Hell yeah, people are going to invest in it, and especially if the more that they add multiplayer games, and especially a lot of these multiplayer games come out free to play. That's an easy jump in, let me try it out, see if I like it or not, and then they're gone. And then next thing you know, they're hooked, and then they start buying stuff, and then they want to, the drip is very important. I know this personally. You know what I'm saying? When I play these games, I want to have my character look clean, so therefore I got to pay money for the drip, and they got me. And they got you. So Sony wants to get into that. Sony last year, see, this is the thing, right? They sit there and they've put this mind meld thing on PlayStation Stand to make them believe that only single player games is the only thing that is sustainable. The quality. Like I said, until those multiplayer games start coming out and a couple of them hit. That's them single player games is at. Only single player games that you'll get is sequels and remastered, and you might will get occasional this and that, but for the most part, what they'll do is try to do what they've always done: try to get those third-party deals to where they'll have them exclusive for a year or so, or maybe have it locked down, and where they're not playing, but going all in and investing however much. I mean, what Sean Layton said about some of their games is going to be like $100-some million. Hell no! If you can make $100 million multiplayer game and you get back within that year close to $1 billion off of that, yeah, Jack, no. That's going to be the direction. But will Sony fans convert? That's the question. Because with the whole PlayStation Plus situation, with that whole vibe, I don't know how much they've grown, but you don't hear people talking about it as much as you see Xbox gamers talk about Game Pass. And that's the reason why these stupid narratives come. Oh, they're cheap. They don't want to pay their game. They don't want to support the developers. They don't want to do this. No, it's just the fact that there's so much more variety. And then I could go ahead and I could buy this game that I really want to get over here. I can wait. Or if I play this game and I beat it, hell, I'm paying for the service. So this is what I get. It's no different than when you used to go. And that's another thing too. I keep forgetting because, I still feel young at heart, but I'm an old bird. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old chicken. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna call myself a chicken, but I'm an old bird, right? So I keep forgetting that a lot of these content creators, they're younger. They never experienced the Hollywood videos, the Blockbuster videos, the stores that were brick and mortar that would sell videos. Like if they do remember them, they were so young, they really didn't get a grasp of it, right? But that was the beautiful thing about those things back then, was that those stores was because I could go ahead and I could try this game out. Like it's going to be hard to try to talk my mom into wanting to buy a game at, you know what I'm saying, $60, $70 or however much it was, 40, 50, whatever. But yet I could go up to her and I could say, hey man, can I try these two games out for $5 each? And some of those games, if they were there, if they had like a whole bunch of them, then they would be discounted at maybe $3.50. Oh yeah, your parents were like, oh shit, okay, it's only $10 more. I'll go ahead and I'll sit there and I'll do that. I'll do that. So that's the thing right there is what, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can anybody look at that? Look, that's the reason why Blockbuster was so incredibly important to not only to just the that was important to society. That was so huge. Then, of course, you know what I'm saying, Blockbuster screwed up and didn't buy Netflix, and then look at how this whole situation. But Netflix, that's how they got their kickoff, was having people pay for memberships for them to have even more convenience. We're going to mail you these movies and games, Gamefly. You know what I'm saying? You mean to say, hold on, wait a minute. And this is another thing too. Wait. Let me pump the brakes. I forgot something. Let's not see. This is one thing too that the stands, they, you know what I'm saying? They keep on making people think that they forgot. And because there's so many young, up and coming, content creators out there, they may not have listened to the stuff that what these people were saying and bragging about back in the days. But let's not forget about Redbox. How many times did we hear about PlayStation stands brag about Redbox? I've been on a lot of podcasts over my years doing this. And they used to brag about that. They used to brag about, and it used to be a thing to where Xbox gamers, that was our pushback. You know, it was hard to have some pushback last gen. Very hard, real hard last year to have some pushback. But that was the thing we used to say, oh yeah, we buy our games. Y'all go over here, y'all Redbox. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? And you're right, Mr. Orange. The Sega channel, like, bro, that's the thing too. Like, and this is one thing that I told Viper last night that I was discussing, and I said this is the thing that was so troubling for me back then, because the PlayStation stands had so much control of the media space in our community, in our gaming community, that they were even having Xbox content creators spewing their same shit. And I used to fight against it, but of course, you know what I'm saying, little old me having less than 1,000 subs, me trying to fight the good fight, and I'm arguing with somebody who has 10, 15, 20,000 subs. Yeah, they're going to listen to them more than they listen to me. But the point of the matter was like, hold on, wait a minute, wait, pump the brakes, man. What? We don't need TV. We don't need it. We don't need it, Mega. We just don't need it. Why? I want my console to be a console. I don't want it to be TV. I don't want split. I don't want the snap feature. I don't want the connect. I don't want any of it. Wait a minute. Oh. Didn't you not just sit there and see all the shit that the 360 provided for us that no other console has ever done in its goddamn history? And we loved it. Every bit of it. We loved it. Did. And you mean to tell me now that, we got to go back to the old days just because of resolution gate? Because this console is doing 720 and the other one is doing 1080p? But these games are somehow looking better or even comparable to what PlayStation is pumping out? What? You mean to tell me that the snap feature is killing gaming? And you mean to tell me, stop it. And you mean to tell me that you would brag or talk about what you would be playing, Dance Central, the Sports Connects games, and you know me, I was all on lips, and then there was so many Connect shit that was, it was phenomenal, right? Absolutely fantastic. And then all of those apps for Netflix and for, all these movie apps, and then you can rent movies and do all this other stuff. Like, I'm like, this is amazing. I've never seen a console do an update like a computer before. Never. Until the PlayStation 3 did it, but not like the 360. 360 would do some slick shit, right? Like, I'm like, what an update? What is this? I know that you know what I'm talking about. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. When you first experienced that, you were like, what is this? This is some wonderful tech here. And then you revert and want to talk, no, we gotta go back to just the console being a console. I would be so angry after some of those shows. Like, I cannot believe it. And then you look at the PlayStation 5, got a hand-me-down version of a snap feature. And they got all these other things. Move TV. Look at all these shows that's coming out. Man. Oh my God. Just like the whole Japanese game, the Xbox needs to stay away from Japan. They should not keep trying. They just need to get away. We don't need Japanese games. We're American. See, I'm about to go left. I'm about to get ignorant, but I will not. That is some dumb. And you know I don't really say shit is dumb or stupid, but that is some stupid shit to say. When we are founded on Japanese games and you know what I'm saying, do people really know how old Capcom and Namco is just about as old, if not older, than Activision? What are you talking about? We grew up on Dig Dug and Joust and all these other games over here. What are you talking about? We don't eat Japanese games. It makes me damn sick to my stomach when I was hearing that. Just every time I get off the podcast, I'll be so hot. I'll go in there and tell at the time, you know what I'm saying? Well, when I first started, I was with my ex, and then and she really didn't care anything about it. But you know what I'm saying? But then my girlfriend, now it's my wife. You know, I would just tell her, like, I don't know what the hell these people are. Well, we weren't living together. I was calling her. And she would be just so understanding. She probably didn't care either, but I would just be like, I gotta talk to somebody about this because nobody else around just didn't care. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my wife for just listening, probably sitting there, you know what I'm saying, doing her nails or something like, oh my God, you don't shut the hell up and talk about something else. But this just blows my mind. And we forget about this. What's going on? Legends, he says, I challenge you to Street Fighter 6, day one, on my majestic PS5 to your PC or Xbox day one. Absolutely, bring that. What up, Viper? Bring that. Bring it. I am not afraid. I am not afraid of anyone. I will bring it to you. And if I beat you, I beat you. If you beat me, beat me. But you ain't gonna stop seeing me though if you beat me, and especially if you beat me good though. I'll get you. I'll get you back. You know what I'm saying? My boy, I don't know my boys here that watch my streams all the time, but he definitely, you know, people that watch my game night streams, I would be getting wrecked sometimes because I like that challenge of just going in and just playing to get sweaties and shit. But I'll get you. I'll figure you out and I'll get you. So I accept that challenge. But you know, but I just love fighting games. You know that. So anyway, but I will accept your challenge and anybody else's challenge. I feel that Street Fighter 6 is going to change the game in a lot of ways, and that's a positive thing too because fighters need that jolt in the arm. And so now if we get Street Fighter and we get Tekken at the same year, that is a real big boost. And on top of Game Pass, which is what this video is about, Guilty Gear Strive, crossplay. I mean, well, that's not crossplay, but Blade Blue cross battle. That's a win. Watch those lobbies start blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm really not a fan of that lobby system type of thing that they do, but it's still good to see that Guilty Gear Strive is coming to Xbox, especially for after all these years. Guilty Gear has not even been there. Now, like I said, I would love another Blaze Blue centrification if they would want to do that. But if they're making another Blaze Blue, I'd rather get another Blaze Blue on the box. I do really want to get Grand Blue Fantasy on Xbox. I would like people to really experience that. That's a real good quality fighter. It's a really not, it might be known in the PC and PlayStation channels really well, but again, you know what I'm saying? That game still sometimes has its lobbies, kind of, yeah, but it's a really good fighter. And I would love for Xbox to try to add that game on there. And then after that, I'm not asking for anything else. Well, also DNF Duel. DNF Duel. Please bring DNF Duel to Xbox. You bring me those three titles, I'm not asking for anything else old. Everything else should need to be new. And that, of course, including the big one for me, has got to be Killer Instinct 2. But anyway, but that's the thing that bothered me about this whole thing. And you're saying, well, Mega, you're going left because you're not talking about the situation with Game Pass. It all ties into this because gaming innovation is what keeps gaming going. I've been here since the beginning. Born 1975. You know what I'm saying? Never played the Magnavox, but played on the arcade. Started off on the arcades. Went to the Atari. Been here and seen nothing but innovation. Atari was more innovative than the Magnavox. The Commodore was more innovative, even it was more difficult as well. That was a hard console to try to figure out. That's why I didn't play it that much. Once my grandfather got me one, like, yeah, I just was I didn't really like it that much. The Nintendo innovation. You know, you got a zap gun. You got this thing called Jeremite. You know what I'm saying? Fahim says he was like one of three people. Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, but you know, yeah, Jeremite. Like, what the hell is this? And I still to this day don't know what Jeremite was for. I never had a Jeremite. My family would not buy me Jeremite. I wanted it, but And then when I got older, I seen that Jeremiah was at some swap meets and stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't even know what his purpose is. He just moved, he dropped shit or whatever. I think that there was some Jeremiah games, but I never really experienced what Jeremiah is. So people in the chat, please tell me what Jeremiah was all about, because I still don't know. C-Mac, that's him right there. There he is. No, I don't. No. I do not have a PS5. I still have my PlayStation 4, and I will not get rid of my PlayStation 4. But I will get a PlayStation 5 because I did not get a PlayStation Pro. Now, if I got a PlayStation Pro, I probably would just skip the PlayStation 5 and just wait for all the games to come to PC. But I will give me a PlayStation 5. I've made that promise. I will do it. That is a given. But like I've also said, that's probably my last PlayStation, for sure. But like, you look at that. Then you go to Sega. You know what I'm saying? And see the Master System. I played the Master System. I never owned it. I had friends that had the Master System, but I was still into Nintendo, Super Nintendo in that phase. But the Sega Genesis now that changed everything for me. And then, of course, if you listen to my history, and I've told it a million times, of course, then PlayStation comes, and PlayStation just changed the game completely. It made gaming feel cool. It made, you know what I'm saying? There was nothing like PlayStation. It was nothing like it. It made you feel like, you know, I mean, at this time, I'm a teenager. I'm in high school, getting ready to go to college, and you know what I'm saying, just a whole bunch of different, you know what I'm saying, you being an adult and then or a young adult, and you're trying to sit there and still talk about video games and stuff like that. That was just not accepted in the 90s like that. It just wasn't. But PlayStation made everything seem cool. Their marketing was absolutely top notch. Then you go to the PlayStation 2, which is innovation. You got the GameCube, which was some weird innovation, but it was the 64 innovation. Every console that you see before, you know what I'm saying, after its predecessor has innovated in a positive way. Now we're in a phase to where the box is just not as important because, listen, we are the older elder statesmen. Remember, we used to sit there last gen and people used to talk about mom and dad and how to try to convince them because they don't know about the consoles. We are the moms and dads now. For the most of us, we are the moms and dads. Hell, I should be, you know what I'm saying? I know people that have grandkids that's my age. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm 47. So there's going to be people that's out there there's people I know that went to high school with that got grandkids. You know what I'm saying? And I got kids old enough to have grandkids, but you know, they're living their lives, and that's cool. So to me, it's like, we are the parents. And for some of us, we're the grandparents now. So therefore, and listen, that gameplay right there before anybody asks, that is Crossfire X. Yes, I know, it's very shocking, isn't it? But Crossfire X is much more improved. But that to me is where it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That the innovation of what is going on. And so PlayStation has been stuck, but they had the media behind their back. They just had all the momentum. Microsoft did all the crazy shit. We've talked about that a million times of what Xbox's shortcomings was. But now we're looking at what Xbox is doing now. And then now you see the Game Pass aspect of it. And that is another form of innovation. That is another form of something that was old at one time that has come new, but it's new. It's got a new flavor to it. And for anybody that was growing up in the 90s on, how dare you sit here and try to change up the game and try to lie to your followers and lie to other people and say what Game Pass is doing is bad for gaming? What are you talking about? Look at all those years that we sit there and we supported GameStop. And those developers weren't getting the money. GameStop was getting those money, and they were charging us out of the ass. How many libraries did we decimate by trading our games in so we could sit here and maybe have the potential of buying one or two new games? I know I did it too much. My PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 library was just decimated because I kept trading games in. That was a new form of innovation. Now to come look back on it, yeah, it was a mistake. But Game Pass, this is what people want. This is, you know what I'm saying? When time, you know, people, listen, the days of where people are trying to brag and high side about how much money they got and all this other shit, that shit is almost, that shit don't, a lot of these kids, like, yeah, you know, see some of these artists and shit like that, they'll do all that. But these kids, man, they ain't even dressing like we used to dress back in the days. They'll put on some regular old kicks, some regular old jeans and an anime shirt, and they good. They get the hair right and shit, and then they over here living their life, living their best life. It's a different type of time. It's a different era. So how is it that Game Pass is supposed to be something that's supposed to be bad for gaming when gaming is becoming more mobile by the year? Digital content is now the king. It's not people buying games at the store anymore. You know what I'm saying? Those days, listen, I used to miss those days too, where people used to go and we used to sit in line and wait for a midnight release. Days are over. They're over. The last time I went to a midnight release, it was 5 years ago. Four or 5 years ago. And I went to go pick up Madden, and compared to what it used to be, like it used to be long lines, big parties, and people used to have tournaments and everything. It was like, oh yeah, matter of fact, it was it might have been a little bit later than that, or I'm getting them kind of both confused because I am old, you know. But it was Madden. It was 5 years ago, and then before that, it was Injustice 2, and I kind of forget when Injustice 2 first came out. And so, you know, they had a little fight. Man, we used to have, man, it used to be so packed, and there was 2 different GameStops I used to go to, because if I, you know, because I knew they see me so many times, like I would hit them up and like, hey man, how, you know, what's the line look like? And if the line was shorter, I would go there. But it used to be big gatherings, and do I miss those? Absolutely, I do. But this is the reality. Kids don't care about that. People care about convenience. People like to stay at home and enjoy themselves. You know what I'm saying? What did you say, Dada? You said your last midnight release was the Xbox One X, and you got it. And you said you got it the next day. You said I'm not staying up to. Right. You said Arkham Knights is having a midnight release, bro. I'm getting midnight. I'm getting Gotham Knights on my Xbox digitally. That's what I'm getting. Mr. Orange, he says, I keep saying, Sony knows our kids are the next wave of buyers. Our kids will be a fully digital age. Sony messed up now, years behind. COD is the fire. Yes, that's where this all comes to at the end of the day. This is where this ends. Not saying Sony's going to go away. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go as far as King David saying that like the next iteration of PlayStation will be dead. But I will, but I am saying that the days of Sony's reign is over. It is the beginning of the end. And yeah, you can quote it. You can sit there, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But it's going to be real hard. It's going to be real hard to challenge when Call of Duty and all the rest of the stuff, and especially if Microsoft continues to go balls to the wall like they're going, not only with the service, but also with what they're buying. And they're not done. They're not done, getting assets. And listen, Nintendo is whooping their ass in their home country. They made them run to the United States to try to fight Microsoft to try to have United States as their head, their hub, because if they have the United States and they got Europe, that's substantial. But that race is too damn close to call. And this is and what's another thing where people are not understanding or realizing right now is that even with Xbox having a year with no AAA titles, they still beat Sony multiple years in the NPD, and that's something that they live off of. That's why when I made that point, I said this in a video last week or a couple of weeks ago, where I was saying, look how crazy that they got when that happened. Look how insane that they got once, which was in August. They went crazy. Look, check that. I thought nobody was buying a PlayStation 5, Xboxes. I was like, yo. If you're the market leader, you're supposed to expect yourself to get back on top. But the way that they were acting, they were nervous because it wasn't just Nintendo beating their ass. It was Xbox beating their ass. And then now, the chips is not shorted now, and so you don't hear about the chip shortage anymore, do you? You don't hear about that. Oh, that was one of those narratives in the conspiracy theories. Well, Microsoft was buying the chips. Man, if these people don't stop, bro. I do miss the arcades. The arcades were, if I miss anything more than I missed the arcade. The arcades was that was lifeblood for me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I sit there and would get that would be my release to after football practice, you know what I'm saying? You take a showers and then, when people begin going home, I go straight to the arcade. I go hang out. You know what I'm saying? Go hang out with my Korean homeboys out there and play Tekken. That was my thing. You know what I'm saying? Or a virtual fighter or, something. Turtles or something. But you know what I'm saying? But that was mostly Tekken though. But I would just hang at the arcade and that little community within there. Oh, I loved it. And then of course when I got older, there was adult bars that had arcades, and that was you know what I'm saying, they're still around. I just haven't been to them in God knows how long. But they but that was just a cool spot. People sit there, you have your drinks and you playing the game and it just shit talking and just I miss arcades, man. I do miss that. I hope that maybe one day that they could make a resurgence. Or at least they would have like Sega World was. So Sega World was supposed to come to Oklahoma, but it never happened. I don't know what happened with that situation. But I was excited. I was always looking and checking to see, when they were going to start doing, start building and whatever. And because I would have been there day one for the grand opening. But it just never happened. But that was the beginning of the end. That's when I started realizing that, oh man, arcades they're just not around anymore. But I miss arcades. I really do. You were saying pizza parlors with the tabletops. Oh, bro, yes, there was a place called Peter Piper Pizza. And they had all the Neo Geo arcades. They had like about 5 or 6 of them, and man, that would be the spot. Now that was during junior high and when I first got into high school, but then that store is never around. And then of course, the pandemic, all them little mom and pop stores like that did have arcades, they're gone. They're gone. Yeah, they just wiped them out. So that's another crazy situation. But that's the thing for me overall is that it is great to love the nostalgia of the old era, but it's beyond it's getting to the point to where our time is almost up. We're beginning to be the gamers that are sitting on the lawn being the complainers, but we'll still support it because if we love gaming, that we're still going to enjoy it, right? Because it's the young kids' time. It's there, and what they like is mobile. What they like is digital. What they like is more convenience. They like the services. They like that. And for me, I'm like, I'm saying, like, well, I'm going back to one point was saying, look, the services back then were the blockbusters, the Hollywood videos and stuff like that. To see that now and just in a different form, that's not only really slick innovation, but I'm all for that. I'm all for value. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the family plan. It's going to be probably maybe $20 to $25. You know what I'm saying? For however long, for a month or whatever that is, or whatever that. And you say you got a family of 2, 3, 4, 5. What? You mean to tell me that ain't saving you money, bro? That's crazy. All those games that they got available and all the games they're going to have. Just think about what's going to happen next year. If Xbox that was last year. Now think about this, 2021, they generated $2.9 billion. And that was a good year for them content-wise, but that wasn't a extraordinary year of what people were anticipating that 2022 was going to be. Now 2022 could be down. Now 2022 is not down. That's incredible. And what that means is that there's 2023 is going to be a record year because 2023, and even if you know what I'm saying, like I don't expect to see 10 overall titles. You know what I'm saying, me and Viper was talking about that last night. I think there'll probably be maybe 7, 8, maybe where you have 4 AAA Xbox titles, and then there'll be maybe about 2 or 3 smaller titles. But let's not forget about all the other stuff that's going to be in 2023 that's going to occupy gamers' time. I mean, bro, I don't even know, like, that's what I'm saying, like, I don't even know if I'll have time to play anything else. When you got Starfield, that's going to be a game that's going to be hundreds of hours to play. When you got Redfall, that's a online game that you're going to put in countless hours into if you enjoy that game. Then you're going to get most likely Hellblade next year. And then Forza Motorsport. Those are the four I'm thinking about that's dropping next year. Bro, Motorsport itself is going to take, yeah, the way that I play Forza Motorsport, nah, Jack. I don't know if which game is going to get more hours, more time out of me, Starfield or or Forza. But one of those games are going to that's where I'm going to mostly be. And then when Hellblade drops, I'm definitely going to be on that. By that time, I'll probably have my fill of Forza, and then Forza I'll be done with all the campaign and all that stuff. And then I'm just there to just play for season updates and maybe some more online play. But then for other smaller titles that we don't know that's coming out, and then plus the Game Pass games like the the Eliza P, Wulong, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, the Guilty Gears games and all that other, man, it's going to be very hard if you're an Xbox gamer to try to turn on your PlayStation or to turn on your Nintendo unless it's a banger. Like for Spider-Man, people will go over here and jump on their PlayStations. For God of War, they'll do that. But God of War is already coming out this year. That's why I was thinking it would be better for them to drop God of War this year. And for me, Souls of Arise. I think it's Souls of Arise or whatever. I think that game is called. That's going to come. That'd be a game that I would be interested in to play on PlayStation. But that game's coming on PC, so I'll probably cop it on PC first. So it's like, for me, it's like, it's going to be a hard time for a lot of Xbox gamers to switch over. And then the bombshell is once this deal is done, regardless of how long that it gets prolonged or whatever. Once that Activision and Microsoft deal is done, and they drop every last Call of Duty in that bitch, bro. And you got right. You got Atomic Heart, Stalker 2. I don't know how that situation is going to be. I mean, Stalker 2 could still be in dormant for a long while. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, there's so many games. There's like Fable, there's Contraband, there's Avowed. There's still so many unknowns of what's going to be coming out next year. There's the game from Compulsion. There's the game that's from the Outer Worlds 2 could be dropping next year. The game from I can't think of their name right now, but Wasteland. I love the hell out of Wasteland. They're working on a game. I don't think that game's going to be coming out next year. But and then of course you got Fable that's that's going to be coming out, and I don't think that's coming out next year. But I mean, my God. But that right there, and then if they still are aggressive with Game Pass to the point to where by next year, that they're definitely, if they're still at 25 million and generated 2.9 million, bro, that's going to jump up. That's going to jump up. They'll get to that 50 million. They'll get to that 50 million before 2025. There's no question. They said K-Bag and Dirk Griggity are the mastermind twins. Y'all, you're nut. You know what I'm saying? Dirk Griggity does great work, man. So does J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? So many out there. So many Xbox-centric podcasts that, you know what I'm saying, I can't even dare to mention that does fantastic work. Of course, like the Iron Lords, RDX, you know what I'm saying, what Fonz does with, and even, like, I know that there's even some good, proper PlayStation content creators out there, but I mean, listen, man, the bullshit needs to just stop. Like, the profit over the revenue over the profit, you know what I'm saying, trying to demean something when it is a positive only shows your fear. That's it. When you're trying to deflect instead of having try to have a straight conversation about it, you are fearful of what you just read, what you just seen. And then you got so many people out here making this point, and then it's like with the stands, they get into some kind of community, maybe some on Discord or something, and then they come up with this, well, what plan are we going to devise to try to shake this up to get these people rattled? I think that fact, you'll still get some Xbox gamers rattled, which I don't understand why. I mean, but they still do. But for the most part, I think anybody's really caring that much. You know what I'm saying? You and somebody say, well, you making a video? I'm just making a video to give my thoughts on it. I'm not ever they ain't never get me to the point to where I'm gonna turn off my Xbox and stop playing my games. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it as thinking it is absolutely asinine for people to really come out and make people think that something that is good for the community should be shunned or looked at. Well, they're not making profit. I don't give two damns about what Microsoft's money look. I don't care about their pockets. Now I care about hearing about that Game Pass is sustainable, because I still want Game Pass, because Game Pass is good for me and its value in my pockets. The reward system is good for me and my pockets, and I want everybody to experience that. You know what I'm saying? So look, I'm looking at seeing people talking about they're getting this, they're getting that. Well, what about the $70 games? Bro, $70, I'm not getting any game for $70. I either get in the Ultimate Edition, which I've done that, which that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not the standard game. That's going to be as what we call the shut up edition. You know what I'm saying? Just give me all the content and don't bother me no more. Or I'm going to use my reward points and I'm going to get that game at $60 or less. I'm not paying $70 for nothing. I'm not paying $70. Well, you got to pay $70. How you feeling about that, Xbox? I'm not feeling those out of way. And if it comes that bad to where I don't have enough points, I get that shit on PC early for a discount. I ain't paying $70 for nothing. Nothing. Nah, bruh. I'm not paying $70 for no standard game. And if it could happen. I'm not saying that Xbox can't raise the prices of their games to $70, but that's where Game Pass comes in. And just think about this, my last point before I get out of here. Think about this, right? Here comes the stands. I told you $70 games was coming. I knew it. I told you it's coming. But we got Game Pass. I'm paying $70. We'll play those games, those Xbox games on Game Pass. And then when the price goes down, we'll get it then. I mean, what that is beautiful. That's it. That is it. There is nothing else to be said. That is nothing else. That's why when I'm seeing people saying that and they're posting this, what is that scary game that's kind of like this, right? Callisto Protocol or whatever. Looks absolutely fantastic. Like, I don't really do spooky like that anymore, but that's got me like, yeah, but I'm not, there's so many other games. I mean, Hogwarts, all that. And I know that's a $70 game. There won't be $70. It will be $60 or less. And even like Forspoken, I want to play Forspoken. And that's going to be $70 on PC and on PlayStation. That shit can wait in the back burner, because by that time I'm playing whatever. I'm playing Midnight Suns, and I don't know how long Midnight Suns is going to be. So I'll be playing that, the Personas. I'll be playing, man, I'll be high on life. I got so much content. There's going to be Call of Duty. There's going to be NBA 2K. There's going to be Madden. There's going to be there's going to be some fighters that drop. I got so much content to play that I can wait till Forspoken to drop to the price that I want it to. So I don't have to get it day one. So that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the new strategy. And that's the reason why I said that I probably will not buy a PlayStation ever again after the PlayStation 5, because of this reasoning. You want me to pay $70? You want me to really get into your stars program and all this stuff after all the years that I've gave you support? I paid money for this, paid money for that, but then you keep nickel and diming me. All I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this PC right here. And then for you to win, to get your $70 out of me, I'm going to buy your shit on PC. I'm not even buying your console no more. That's my reasoning. Now, however people take that, that's what it is. That's how it is, whatever. But if you are demanding me to buy a standard version of your game for $70, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this PC and I'll buy your $70 games, but I will never pay another $500 or plus however much for a console that you have, which I think that there'll probably be a PlayStation 6. That's my theory. And then after that, there probably won't be another PlayStation console. It'll probably be something else. It might be streaming or something like that. But I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it anymore. Those days is over for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to a point to where for me, it's like, I appreciate your content. I enjoy your games. I love Sony stuff. I got Sony speakers. I got Sony TVs. I got PlayStations. I got this, but you ain't gonna nickel and dime me when I see that a company that makes way more money than you is fighting tooth and nail to make sure that I pay attention to the value that they're giving me. Sorry. And even when people try to bring up Nintendo is it? Nintendo is Nintendo, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can wait. Now, some of their games do not go down. Well, they will eventually go down. They'll, you know what I'm saying? Or you just got to catch them on a sale like that. But I'm not buying the same amount of games on Nintendo that I will on Xbox or what I've done on PlayStation. So, like, my libraries between PlayStation and Xbox compared to Nintendo is significant. I got 140 plus games on my PlayStation, and I got like close to 800 games on my Xbox. I got hundreds of games on my PC. And I got maybe 15 games on my Nintendo. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just a different type of vibe. So that's to me, it's just like, look, man, that's just what it is. So I'll just be adding more games to my PC at the end of the day while Sony is over here trying to play that, well, we just got to get more money out of you. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's how you want to play it. I'm just not going to be one of those people. So anyway, what was you saying, Fro? You said PlayStation 5 is a timed exclusive box. Just wait for the better version on PC. Oh, so disrespectful. Mr. Orange, he says to me, a view is a view. That's how these dudes get this bag. So I don't ever tell people to leave. Drop a dead topic being ignored maybe, but I don't ever agree with people saying leave. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody must have said something crazy or whatever. Christopher Harding here. He says, getting Hogwarts Legacy, Gotham Knights, and Callisto Protocol on Game Pass. None of these are Game Pass came. Like, I did not say that. I said I'm not paying $70 for those games. I don't know where you misinterpret what I said. I said I will either get I'm getting the deluxe edition or the ultimate edition to Gotham Knights. Those prices are still basically the same or whatever. I'm getting everything. That's why I say I call it the shut up edition. Midnight Suns, I'm getting the ultimate edition of that. Call of Duty, I'm still gonna get Call of Duty, but I don't know which version of Call of Duty I'm gonna get. But whatever, my points is available right there to where I'm like, okay, I'll get Call of Duty for $30. If I wanted to get Callisto Protocol, I could get Callisto Protocol for $20, for $20 to $30. If I wanted to get, when I get Hogsworth, whatever, the Harry Potter game, I'm not paying $70 for that game. I'm going to get it for less. I'm going to get it for $60 or less. I don't need Game Pass. I don't need those games to be in Game Pass for me to get my value that I want or get what I want. And if it came down to it, let's say I have no points available, none. Then on top of that, like I get, you know what I'm saying, for Christmas, you know what I'm saying, for most likely, you know, everything goes well, whatever, I'm going to get points. So that's free. That's free money, but Xbox points, but that's neither here nor there. I'm still not going to pay $70 for those games. I'm going to use my rewards. But let's just say that I don't have any points available. Wait, listen to what I'm saying. There's so much content that I'll be playing between now until Forspoken drops or Harry Potter or even Callisto Protocol. I'll wait till those single player games drop like a rock after a month. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? After 3 months, they're golden. I don't have to be. Yeah, no, I ain't tripping about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got plenty of games to play in the meanwhile. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to do. I'm not the whole situation where the game's being $70. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It is. Some people will say it's long overdue. That's your business. But when I find a way to angle the way to get to pay for it the way I want to where I still get a game that's 60 or less, that's how I'm going to do it. The only thing that I want to say that's the difference is if I want that game that bad, that I'll get the Ultimate Edition. Like for Street Fighter, that's the Ultimate Edition. There's no question. For Tekken, Ultimate Edition. I might get 2 copies because of course every time I buy a Tekken, I get more copies because that is my favorite franchise. So I show as much support to Tekken that I possibly can. Some people might think that's crazy as hell, but that is. I got a Tekken unopened when I bought the statue of Tekken 7, and I have Tekken on every other platform because, of course, it's not cross-platform. Just so I can play Tekken anywhere I want to. That's just me. But I don't do that to every franchise. The other franchise I would do that for is The Witcher. When The Witcher comes, I'm buying a PC. I'm buying the PC version. I'm buying the Xbox version for real. That's no question. And then, of course, like I said, I'll have a PlayStation 5. I might buy the PlayStation 5 version. That right there. There's only like 3 or 4, franchises that I'll double, triple dip. I used to do it constantly all the time, but it was useless because it's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when you try to play something on something that's lesser, like, I still got the PlayStation 4, but then I got the Xbox One X, and then I got, the Series X and shit like that. Like, ain't no purpose. Ain't no reason. So anyway, enough of the ranting. I think that people need to stop with that stuff with the profit situation. Just give Xbox its prop for Game Pass. It shows that it's doing very well, and that it's sustaining itself to where it can that it's going to be a bigger behemoth going forward. And PlayStation just needs to do something about that. But anyway, thank you guys as usual. I don't know how long my rant was, but you know what? I love it. You said better go back and meet. He's talking to somebody else. He's talking to Fahim and them. Jazzy Noob, he says, I was interested in that Skull and Bones game. I'm interested in it too. It looks great, but I'm not paying $70 for it. And most people will not pay $70 for it. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, how is that game going to try? And like I said, it looks very interesting. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? These games are going to look better. They're going to be this and that. I get it. But see, again, think about this. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And then I hate it because it was a gift for me. But just think if Saints Row was $70. You're still going to get games like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, no. And especially like if you buy, and you know how gaming is now. Like when you buy games. 9 times out of 10, these games still need some kind of patchwork or something to be done. And I paid $70. I paid $10 more for the same type of crappy bullshit that I've been seeing for the last 5 years, where the game is not fully complete. No, I'm not doing that. If developers and publishers want me to pay more money for the game, and if a game's even not capped for, if they want me to pay more money, then the games doesn't need to be hard patched to change up or to fix something within a month of that game's existence. Now, for doing other stuff, touching up on a couple of things here and there, totally understandable. But they release these games out half-ass broken. Some of them don't work right. Some of them don't even have all the assets that they were promised it to have. But then they want you to say, well, you commit to us for the $70. No, Jack. No, you commit on making sure that game is at its best. And for whatever little small flaws, because listen, every game has some kind of flaw. You fix that, patch that on the line. But no, I'm not paying $70 for a game that will have the potential of being broken as what we've seen. Now, hopefully after since the pandemic thing is kind of settled down quite a bit, that will all change. But for right now, you got to persuade me that these games are in a better state going forward than what they were. And I don't care about how beautiful a game visually looks. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other factors to a game than just pretty graphics. So I got to, you know what I'm saying? So that's the trust issues that I got. Anyway, Fahim, he says, hell, I talk to Mega like he is a friend or neighbor who likes games. His choice is Xbox. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, no, Fahim, you know what I'm saying? And Chris Hart, listen, I will never be disrespectful to anyone. As long as they're not disrespectful. If they're disrespectful to me, then I'll you know what I'm saying? Definitely sometimes I'll just kind of ignore it, but other times I'll just kind of, because look, this is how my thing is. It's like when somebody says something stupid to me on Twitter or whatever, and I look and I see they only got like 20 friends or like, maybe 80 or something like that. I'm like, bro, you need more people in your life to like you. So obviously you're already in a rut. You know what I'm saying? Or you're a sock account. So therefore I'm not going to respond to you. You know, but now somebody that has, you know, that's up there that's been showing their channel and they say something like that, I'll still be respectful. I might answer sometimes. But yeah, no, I'm never going to disrespect or call somebody out their name because we disagree. I enjoy having a debate. I enjoy sitting here, letting people hear both sides of where they come from. The sad part of it is that they can't have a full discuss. They can't have a true, honest discussion without having a posse with them to try to uplift them on their bullshit. That's just the truth. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go in here and kiss my wife. Thank her for being for entrusting me into doing this stuff. Not entrusting me, but supporting me to doing this crazy stuff. I'm gonna sit there and because look, you know, for doing this stuff and you being in relationships and all this type of stuff, it takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication to do it. And you know what I'm saying? And I've just crossed my mind, like, you know what? I appreciate my wife for sitting there, let me do the streaming, do the gaming stuff, supports everything that I do. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I hope everybody have a good one. Thank you, Viper. I appreciate it, brother. I try to be as genuine as possible. I really do. And Yobi, my man, he said, "What game is this? What game is that?" Oh, I forgot the name of this game. It's only I think it's like only $20. It's $25 on Xbox. What in the hell is it? See. Sorry, guys. I was about to get out of here, but I'm going to turn on the Xbox right now and tell Yobi what this game is. Hold on. See, I love this shit being so fast. Technology! Let's go. Oh, I didn't put it in my group yet. So I had to. Okay, what in the hell is this name? The name of this game? I think it starts with a G. Oh, I definitely need to play this Metal Hellslingers. Thank you, Game Pass. I definitely want to sit there. And I have not played the mighty that I said, I butcher it now, but I used to say it right. Naraka or Nakara. I think it's Nakara. Anyway, I need to get back on that. I haven't played that in a long time. What is the name of that damn game? I bet you, because I'm scrolling through it really fast trying to find it before I get out of here. I'll probably just text it to you, Yobi. Because it's in there, but that game is dope. It doesn't cost that much either. So yeah. I'm gonna make one more pass through. I think it started with a G though, but I cannot find it right now. Oh, here it is. Blind Fate, Ito no Yami. You know, I can't, you know, Let Me Be Country. That shit is about just Blind Fate. Go type that in. Blind Fate. Yeah, that's it right there. Yep. Winter's shoulder. Or solder? Shoulder? Whatever. I don't know. But yeah, he said Blind Fate, and he said that's the name of this game. Game is really, really dope. Oh, are we ready for Scorn? Are we ready to download Scorn? Let's go. Anyway, we're out of here. Let me stop prolonging this shit. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good one. Peace. Love y'all, man. Thanks for listening as always. And go check out GRG Podcast. Go check out last Friday's podcast. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It was so much great discussions, man. You're going to love it. Peace.